Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for a bonus round on Week 2 CEA Fall 2020 Starcraft 2. I'm your host, Eagle Searcher. I am joined by Big Tisano. We're bringing you a bonus round of Starcraft this week. On this beautiful Sunday afternoon, we're going to be bringing you RHECS versus Amazon Primal. Welcome to the cast, Big Toe.
Thank you, sir. Ready to get started and also practice using two parts of my brain at once and see if I can chew bubblegum and walk, because I will be filling in the large shoes of our normal observer, Damn Glam, and running the obs today. But regardless, we start off with a TVP.
That's right. We have our first replay. We are casting these from replay. We have our first replay loaded up, ready to go. Chosen versus Teho. Let's go. So starting here on the right side of the map, we have in a red trunks for red hat, Chosen or Chosen. On the left side, wearing the teal trunks today for Amazon Primal, it's Teho. I do think we probably are not on the right game speed. Does seem to be a little slow.
I think it's faster. There we go.
All right, that looks a little bit more normal. But a TVP here today. Saw a lot of TVPs yesterday. A lot of different strats. But the important payoff here today is going with the CEA theme. It's not that I dislike Golden Wall. Our first map here is on Golden Wall. We'll see what Chosen has ready to go against Teho. Are we going to see some cheese out of our Terran or our Protoss? Or are we going to see a very standard game?
Yeah, not sure. He's got Chosen has an interesting USP or SEV path here. He may just be scouting for a proxy, but we'll see.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes you can see a proxy Stargate. Protoss puts down something goofy on the top side of the map and, really surprise you. There's also the bottom side of the map blocked off by rocks, not rocks, hard rocks, mineral rocks. Can also kind of be a little goofy to respond to. But it looks like Teho playing a little SimCity in his base. I don't know if he's hiding that gateway in cyber, but tucking it back in there. But the barracks being built on the top side of the map. A little sneaky here. Chosen probably could have built that a little closer to his opponent, made better use of the proxy, but unlikely that Teho's going to scout it from here. It's worth pointing out he probably has just as long a walk as he would from his main.
Yeah, Chosen also notably has no gas, so of course we might be thinking, is this Reapers? Is it Marauders? It is going to be neither.
Yes, it's going to be mass Marine. Lots and lots of Marines. I'd like to go ahead and see him commit, throw some more barracks down. Really, and there you have it. More and more barracks going down. I'm actually not sure the Marines can get out of the bottom barracks up there at the top. They might be. Oh, he snuck right on through there. No problem. So we're just going to see a lot of Marine boys coming out of Chosen. This could be... Teho could be in for a heck of a surprise. He has expanded, does have his natural down, but with that scouting probe, is going to note Chosen has no base. Is going to be asking himself, what kind of cheese am I going to face today?
Yeah, that's definitely a big clue for him. He did start another gateway. It looked like when he saw that, or no, he has Warp Gate researching, but got Blink going right as soon as he can. But just producing off one gateway is not going to be enough to stop 4 barracks of production.
It's all he has available to him, though, because he did get that expo down early, really trying to get the eco going, but and also racing up to Blink. Blink is going to give him a lot of agility with those stalkers, and dropping the robo too. there's a window opening up here for Chosen to really get in and do some damage, or at least shut down this natural for the Protoss. But if he misses that window, Blink coming up, Robo units coming out, that could be a really heavy hitting army for the Protoss if he moves into the mid game.
Yeah, we've got. Oh, look at this! Pulling the boys.
And does get scouted. The boys catch them a adept, and I don't know if I've ever seen I don't even know, what do you, a swarm of SCVs, a gaggle? What do you call a group of SCVs?
A horde? No, that would be bugs.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna call it a mutiny. It looks like a mutiny.
It's a mutiny of SCVs coming across the map along with these Marines, and it is go time for Chosen. As they like to say, go, go, go. Ready to move up that ramp, and gets it walled off just in time. That adept scouting the SCVs coming across, so critical. Does get one shield battery down. All the boys come in, and the Marines are starting to filter in, throwing away a lot of SCVs without the Marines catching up. A little bit more micro maybe here, but those SCVs putting in work. These are some killer SCVs. Tejo having to pull the boys himself. Deciding to go ahead and put a bunker down. Let's spend that money. It's not like he's going to be making anymore. But with that, with the defender's advantage, probes pull, those 2 extra stalkers, starting to clean up most of Chosen's forces. The stalker and, excuse me, quite a few more Marines there in the natural, but he's going to clean up that bunker. Maybe has stabilized for the moment. Tejo with a small worker lead, 14-7, but lots of Marines still in Tejo's base. This is kind of frightening for the Protoss.
Yeah, it looks like he will hold just barely, but you know, how many workers is he going to have alive at the end of the day? Down to 8 now, or 5. So, yeah.
Surprisingly, after Chosen pulled the boys, takes the worker lead.
That's, yeah, yep. If you want to go economy, you pull your workers. Yep, that's the conclusion.
So we've now reset to pre-Legacy of the Void economies here. 6 workers, so we've got about 5 minutes to fill.
That's right, and we have this here in a very now awkward position for him to transition.
I would say, yeah, Chosen has that minor worker lead, but those 2 workers holding minerals in their hands, by the way, are just banking it up for a rainy day, maybe. I will say Tejo can very quickly take the worker lead back. Does have 2 working Nexi, can build workers twice as fast as Chosen. Chosen's going to have those mules, though.
That's right.
Still hasn't dropped gas, though. Chosen still at 0 of 0 gas.
Correct. Does get the second command center started. You can see he's going to create a wall here as best he can with these barracks coming home. Finally does take those gases. And so we'll see what he chooses to go with next.
Yeah, really starting to stabilize into a regular Legacy of the Void game. Back up to 12 workers, 13, 14 workers for both sides. Of course, you don't normally start a game with Twilight Council tech and a Robo Bay, but not a whole lot down for either side. Chosen still has those 4 barracks. He can pump Marines out and can largely deal with what Tejo has. Immortals, not the best unit against Marines. Marines do a whole lot of chip damage. And
yep, we got a warp prism. Oh, sorry, paused it. We got a warp prism about half the way done, a little more, and so we'll see. Is he likely going to do a double immortal drop? And you can really abuse this map here, and so much surface area for the warp prism to come in.
Absolutely, it's going to be really important for him to get his Marines in position. We do know he has quite a few Marines ready to go, but is he going to be looking at his back? You would hope. A lot of times you'll see a lot of players will put down a depot, just something that gives them some vision on that back side. He's going to really need to be able to stop that prism with the Marines, but isn't reacting yet. We'll see how much damage Tejo is able to do. Gets right into the mineral line of the main, dropping the Fat Boys. they're already putting in work, taking out workers left and right. Marines starting to filter in. Want to cut off those Immortals from the Prism, but Tejo doing a very good job. Just stepping back, stepping back, stepping back. If any of those Immortals are in danger, to be able to zip them right up into the Warp Prism and fly away, just like that.
That's right. Both Immortals live. You know, got who knows how many units killed there. Dustin's gonna go right back in and try to. These Marines are not doing their job right now, so he's gonna see what else he can do.
Obviously, if you're losing workers, the best thing to do is to go ahead and drop mules. Terran doesn't actually need SCVs. Mules don't have an attack though, so may have been best leaving them on the mineral line. These Immortals just putting in so much work.
You know, this is the advantage of having tech when your opponent doesn't. You know, Marines are good, but they need other things to back them up. They are a tier 1 unit after all.
That's true, but they do, I will say, counter exactly what Tejo has. It's just about positioning and vision. Chosen sort of being pulled in all directions. Now you can see is bringing those Marines down to the backside. He's been bit once. He's right there in the path for the Warp Prism to come back in. On patrol, though.
That's right. And
that was a poor decision.
Many of these Marines are
Warp Prism's into base now. Dropping again. Moved his Marines down very smartly, but put that patrol command. Didn't split his army up. And is going to pay for it now. Oh, is he going to get the Prism? The Prism is so low. 18 hit points. Scoots right on out. Tejo just continuing to macro up at home. Got quite a few more gateways now. Wants to be able to spend. Has 41 workers. Chosen at 9. Looks like the Warp Prism wants to poke in again. Or, excuse me, that's an observer. Warp Prism just getting some shields back. He was hoping to use that observer, give him a little bit of vision, see when those Marines walk away. But I feel like for now he's content to just kind of sit back and macro up. Kind of has Chosen in the position that he wants him.
The Immortals are going to pop in again and do what they do best. And get some damage and do it. Is he going to be able to get that Prism? Nope.
Now, Prism shields have gone back to full, so Marines running around a little bit lost.
Yep. This is where not having stim, of course, is hurting his ability to kind of jump on that Prism.
Of course, even if he did have stim, those Marines are all so low, stim would be quite literally killer.
That's correct. Drugs kill.
Still continuing to patrol his entire army at once. Tejo, as a wise man once said, when you're ahead, get more ahead. Go ahead and drop in that third. Notably hasn't used that Warp Prism to warp in anything yet. Just using it to ferry those fat boys around. To be fair, those Immortals have done quite a bit of damage, but Zealot's being warped in now. Looks like Tejo's gearing up for a big attack.
Got that Templar Archives going down. Chosen is researching the turret upgrade. High-sec auto tracking, is that what it is?
Yeah. So, you know, for those of you at home who don't know what that does give you extra building range. Those turrets will shoot a little bit farther, your PF will shoot a little bit further. If you're really concerned about that Warp Prism zipping around, and you can see he's Chosen built a few turrets, continuing to invest in turrets. Turrets aren't going to stop what's about to come in.
They're not, but definitely a good choice when you know you got a Prism with low health, so I can see why he chose that.
Excellent scan, actually. Does catch the entire army there. Sees exactly what's about to hit him. Not that he can do much about it. And now you see that extra range, not quite enough to take out the Warp Prism. These Zealots coming in, tearing up these low house Marines, and here comes a Death Ball. All those Immortal Stalker, they should just mow right through this front wall. And there's the GG. Game 1 goes to Amazon Primal.
Yeah, Amazon getting an early lead, and so just an interesting start to that game. Of course, the 4 barracks proxy, 3 proxy, 4 barracks, and pulling the boys. And you know, it almost worked.
It got real close. I can honestly say if Chosen left a lot of Marines down in the natural, just trying to, I guess, do some extra damage to take out the Protoss's ability to defend, build more units. But if he had brought all those Marines up to the main when he came in to attack, splitting his army up like that, I think really cost him the game there. Otherwise, it was good timing. I feel like he would have probably taken him down.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of small changes to that build, and very likely would have been a win for Chosen. But we're gonna step into game 2 here in a minute, and Eagle, if you would throw something up on the screen other than my screen for a second.
The viewers at home are looking at the map list. We are going to map number 2, Nitrous for Red Hat up against Kisa for Amazon Primal, being played out on Eternal Empire. Another TVP. Really feels like a week for TVP. We saw quite a few TVP yesterday, actually. So we're just getting that replay loaded up here. Big Toe is setting us up. But it looks like we're about ready to go. And we can get into the action now. So starting up in the upper right corner, wearing the yellow shirt, we have Kisa for Amazon Primal. And in the bottom left, wearing the traditional red trunks for the... Excuse me, these are not the Hatlings. This is RHECS. It's Nitrous. So, you know, a pretty good year in terms of participation for Red Hat, deciding to split out, form a second team, and thus RHECS was born. You may recognize a few of our players as being Hatlings alum, and we have a number of players that split off, formed a second team. Hoping, honestly, I am hoping one of these days we get a Hatling RHECS in-house battle. I'd love to cast that. See all our Red Hat buddies go at it. But for now, just seeing what the RHECS can do against Amazon Primal.
That's right, and it looks like we have Damglam joining us on the stream here, and so I'm gonna fill in for you today here, Damglam. And if you want to join the cast, and you just yell at me when I'm not displaying the observer commands that I should be.
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right, Damglam, welcome to the cast. Good to have you here. For your information, if you haven't been following along, we are on game number 2 of RHECS versus Primal. This is Nitrous and Kisa, a TVP. Game already in progress. We're a minute 50 in.
All right, so we got the proxy pylon down in the left already. Let's see what we got here. Looks like we got the proxy Stargate, so that should be some fun and entertainment coming up. Hopefully we'll get a scout off and see if he ends up seeing that or not here. Looks like we got the probe coming down, so I think he does see that. Nope, the Marine.
The Marine sees the proxy pylon.
He starts shooting faster, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to drop the shield battery, try to hold up in his position here. I think that probe is actually trapped. But the Marine does see the Stargate. Excellent scouting here from Nitrous. That was a real ballsy proxy right under his nose. It is going to finish...
Yeah, let's get it start going. I would have focused on the pylon. And I have the shield battery come up on that, so let's see if he goes ahead and just goes on to the pylon there.
All of our shooting boys are coming down. Quite a few Marines, more than enough to take care of this. He's going to take out one shield battery. I think he's really just trying to get that probe, but taking out the
gonna be
pylon,
close. It's
going to be real
Let's
close.
see.
Denies
Ooh.
the Stargate.
Look at that. Good denial there. Let's see if is that pylon going to finish up or not. He needs to focus that down quick. It's going to pop.
Does get the...
All right,
Oh,
the void ray's out.
one Void Ray not going to be enough against all these Marines, though. Just
No,
way
it
too
is
much
not.
firepower. Pylon
Looks
goes
like he's
down,
getting
and Kiza...
Got the Twilight going back at home, getting warp gate, so not abandoning all structure there.
But
Is
Nitrous...
he going to have enough for this?
Yeah, that's a lot of Marines coming out. Nitrous taking a very similar tact to Chosen in the first game, building lots and lots of Marine, has all the barracks. Is opting for a little bit of gas, though, just in case we go into a later scenario. Of course, in this game, Nitrous really has the upper hand.
Cell legs are underway. I'm not sure that's not gonna be ready by the time he gets back there.
It will
looks
be
like he's got
nice.
one gate.
Yeah.
Second gate coming online. Let's see how many units are gonna be ready, because here's the army of Nitrous here.
Oh, and he focuses down the pylon. It's worth pointing out that first gateway never turned into a warp gate because he was trying to warp in a unit. So many Marines going to stop mining now. He's just looking rough. And there's the GG. A very quick second game. Red Hat evens the series 1-1 with this heavy Marine pressure.
That was definitely a quick one under there, under the 5-minute mark. So Proxy Stargate almost got up and working, but just the one Void Ray out of there. So that's definitely a tough thing to come back with when you're sitting on that one gateway and didn't quite get turned into a warp gate to get units up. Sitting on that famous Artosis pylon, good to snipe out from underneath it.
Well, to be fair, it pretty that early in the game, you know, Protoss isn't going to have... I mean, every pylon costs 100 minerals, so it's hard to necessarily build up a whole bunch of pylons, make sure you don't die immediately. You do want to make sure that you have coverage of your base. You can start planning out your base structure, put buildings where you want them. Of course, also trying to get the wall up at the front, but... we're going to be moving into map number 3 now. Mr. Sleep for Red Hat against Juice for Amazon Primal. TVZ for the first time in this series, at least. Our replay is loaded up. Big Toe on the cast with Damn Glam. Take it away, guys.
Alright, so it looks like here in the top right corner we're going to have Amazon Primal Juice for the Terran team.
And in the lower left, playing for Red Hat, we have Mr. Sleep.
All right, we've got three SCVs coming across, so I'm going to go with... there's a dance party that's going to go on the other side?
Probably a dance party, most likely scenario, barbecue of some kind. Maybe a Ling barbecue. You gotta get set up. You know, you can't just show up when the food's ready. You gotta build.
All right. So we got one barracks. Let's see. Should be 2 more barracks, or are they just there for moral support? There's the second barracks going. Guess he's got to have the minerals. That's how life works here. Got to have the resources to have the fun toys.
But do take notice. This is an early pool. So pool before hatch. And so
As
that's
the gas going. There's a second guy on gas there. Yep.
Definitely a build that will enable Mr. Sleep to possibly defend this well, as opposed to a much more economic opener that's common.
Yeah, got the Overlord scouting upwards just in case there's any shenanigans. Let's see, he's just parking there. Let's see if he's going to spot this or not here. It is on the rally point, so he may know that it's coming. Oh, we're going up to 4.
This is 4 barracks. not sure he can support that on 11 workers, but you know, he is all in here.
There he
And
goes, and he has vision of it. The gig is up. Overlord's just going to park there where he can't be seen, up on the high ground. Not sure if Juice saw that Overlord scout him or not. Got the spine crawler going down, Burrow going just to be safe.
that's right. And so, yeah, just getting some defense. Mr. Sleep, of course, now knows what's up, knows what's coming, and this is really going to pack some punch, so he's got to get ready for it.
So we got a second spine going down. First one just finished up. Queen's underway. Got some lings to protect there. And you got the SCVs coming up. See if they can get a bunker on there. Going to go ahead and pick the SCV off of that one. Pick off the secondary. Nope. Not enough to get it going.
Yep, so he's got 2 spine crawlers finished up. Ling speed is on its way. But this hatch is going to be taking a lot of damage. Zergs like to do is time the destruction of the hatch if they have to let it die with the broodlings to join the fight. So we'll see if he chooses that approach or is going to try to save it.
Looks like the Bailing Nest is about halfway down. 12 lings coming in. And here come the lings. Speed's 3/4 of the way done. So you're just going to probably hold back till speed finishes up. Maybe get a couple bailings ready, but we'll see there.
Yep, so Juice is ferrying his units up, going to try to get that bunker on the high ground and see what he can do, maybe leapfrog these to get some real damage done.
Bailings are morphing in. Queen getting in the fight. It's going to get her down. Repositioning the spines there. There we go. That's some good hits there. Evening the numbers up. The spine's down, getting in the fight there. Going to go ahead, hopefully target down that SCV before it finishes.
That's right. Spines do outrange bunkers, so you can get that damage done for free. And those lings are going to pop down and try to get some more damage done, but they do get killed. But this bunker's not going to last long. That SCV is not enough repair speed to keep it alive.
Yeah, looks like the guys are going to have to fall back to the secondary there. It's going to be some poking and prodding. I don't see too much going on behind this for the Terran. He's finally dropping some gas, but no expansion, just continuing to make the Marines 4x4. Things will stabilize up here. Going to give the odds to Mr. Sleep at this point because he's at least got tech going on. So
that's right. He's got tech. He's got good chunk more workers, and these Marines are just Leroy Jenkinsing right up there. I got this. Oh wait, they're these giant, whatever the hell those are.
Spine crawlers on the high ground. I'm going to say in risk. The tie goes to the defender, and Mr. Sleep's definitely defending this right now.
That's right. He's got those spines positioned really nicely up front here. No one can get up that ramp without taking damage. And if you do, then you get to be greeted by things that blow up in your face. So, you just, it's really a lose-lose situation.
Creep tumor's getting that creep spreading on out. It's going to be able to reposition the spines, move in from the high ground, and easily bring down the depot. That is a lot of bailings, but let's see. Spine crawler's getting repositioned on the high ground to start poking away at the barracks. I officially call that rush is over, and it's going to be what do they decide to move on to next.
Yep, he does get the salvage, and right away Sleep throws down the macro hatch. So this is not going to go into a normal game. This is going to go into a Ling Bane flood.
It looks like the factory's being built back at home there. Let's see if he has time to get that built, get the tech lab on. and get a tank built out of it to try to defend against the flood that will be coming his way.
Yeah, so the proxy strategies, they are very risky for a few reasons, of course. You could get scouted right away, but they're also risky because if it doesn't work, you have about 2 minutes straight of just this, people. Just that.
And
Just take a
you
look.
gotta go home at some point. That is only 3 of them, so I guess the other one's going down south to scout. Or he's just sane and doesn't want to go home where he's gonna die. He'll just float out in
Yeah,
the ether.
He's just
Until the
decided
game
that
is over.
he's retired from military service.
I don't know, that Overlord's gonna scout the barracks there. That's gonna become a high priority of all the units that don't shoot up from Mr. Sleep. So
Will
he'll
he
just
take his
follow
queens
him
over?
around.
He could take his queens over all the way and shut down that barracks, but probably not the wisest decision. But you just never know. So this Ling is going to come in and see that there is no second command center in place.
Here comes
And-
the tank that's popped out there, so it's gonna get sieged up on the high ground.
Yeah, this is a full turtle here, full turtling. He's going to
That's
go ahead
right.
and get a Viking.
You can lose all your supply depots and still have a wall, it looks like. I think it is completely walled off.
It is very anti-Baneling, yes. So, but that doesn't mean there are other ways for Banelings to get in a base. So
Is that Zergling gonna die? We'll see if he meets an untimely death here. Will he scout for the tank?
Yep. So that final barracks is eventually coming home. Mr. Sleep does have a nice spread of overlords, and we can just see how much vision he has if we pop into his view for a second. Really has about 2/3 of the map revealed. But here is this Viking to say, too much vision, not all yours, and get out of that perch.
Wants to get some killing in there. All right. Got the Liberator coming out, so we'll see if some zoning can happen there. Of course, he's got the Queens and the Spores are already coming down.
Yeah, and Juice, he does have no upgrades.
Got the
Frozen-
speed coming in. Let's see. Sees exactly what's going on. Overseer's done his job there.
Got the Hydra Den about to finish, and of course we got Roach Speed as well coming online, and so Mr. Sleep is going to have all those Tier 2 units available to him. And
Still
we'll see.
just the one base, so we got the Ling parked at the third, a Ling at the natural. Viking just hunting out some Overlords. Make him waste a larva trying to remake one of those, but he's got plenty of space there. Third starting up.
Yep, he definitely wants a lot of gas. Go ahead and going up to 6 geysers before the hatch is even halfway done. So we might be seeing, some gotta get that gas for those hydras, maybe some lurkers. Who knows? Perhaps we're going to see a spire go down.
All right, we're getting combat shields, so finally some upgrades coming out for Juice here.
He is really bunkered in there, pun intended. And so, but he's not saving minerals to get that second command center. So he's really going to have to think about a longer-term plan.
Oh, there is just enough space to get the workers or the Marines through there, but not the tanks. But the medevac's there, so let's see if he's going to get picked up for shuttle service.
Of course, this Ling saw all this move out, looks of it, so Sleep is probably not going to be surprised by this. He doesn't look to be building a lot of units, more than he already has at the moment, but we'll see. Army advantage is in Juice's favor.
Got the one medevac, so that's
You don't want to
always
be
an
that
advantage.
medevac.
But not against all the Hydras. No, definitely not.
it's got its job cut out for it, and off it goes
It's
right out
going
the
to,
front.
yeah, he's definitely moving with the army there. Let's see if he's going to do a pickup and drop into the main, or if he's just going to walk up the front or siege onto it. Yeah, so we're going to do a siege, and let's see. First, he's got to go the long way around because the spines are still there from earlier. Finally sees it going on there. Splits between the two. Yeah, pulling back out of siege range there while the Marines just kind of poke at that one, so.
Got a lot of Lings coming out, and Sleep is gonna do everything he can to fend off this aggression. And
Yeah, the siege tanks are just out of range of the Hydra there. I mean, he could. He's repositioning. Let's see if he's going to get. Yeah, that definitely got picked off. There's no one there to guard the tanks. That's not looking good. I don't see any Marines out there.
yeah, Hydras pack a lot of damage out, and so when they can get on top of your army like that, it is not going to last long. Does have a small force he's brought home. That Ling, he's like, hey man, I was here first.
He's like, hey, they're building a natural. The income, and is going to go ahead and pick up there, but 2.5 bases to 1 at 17-6 is definitely not a good thing on the income graph. 1,300 more per minute coming in for Mr. Sleep. Only 400. That's only 8 Marines per minute. That's not going to be quite enough. We'll see what happens here.
This is definitely snowballing out of control for Juice.
I'm not sure if STEM's done or not. It's no combat shield finished. But do we have STEM on the upgrades for
STEM? Let's see. We do not have STEM.
Oof. Yeah, those odds are not looking good. Even with the best splits in the world, that is like 3 Marines per medevac. I know they can heal fast, but let's see how that tank does. And those Bailings just got some big kills there. That's going to be GG from Juice to Mr. Sleep.
Yeah, and that does bring our series to 2-1 in favor of
RHECS.
RHECS, yes.
Of RHECS there. So
It does bring us to 2-1. However, Nerdy Herdy did not show up yesterday. So Amazon Primal getting a free win off of RHECS. Ties the series up 2-2. We're going to an ace match. Most appropriately, ace match on Golden Wall. You hyped, guys?
Right, Golden Wall action. There we go. The favorite map to hate and love, and usually always some interesting matches because of that. People don't like it, they don't want to practice it, but those who do definitely end up with some unique games going on. So we'll see what rolls out for this.
We'll go ahead and get that loaded up real quick. Finish off this series before we go live with the Hatlings final match.
Good old game 1 from day 1 of day 2 of Red Hat games. That's not confusing enough.
And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Sleep against Bleaton Gordy. So Bleaton Gordy, who got the free pass in game number 4 with Nerdy Herdy not showing up. Mr. Sleep gonna pull it back, or gonna attempt to pull it back for RHECS. We are already in the game now, so starting on the left side for Amazon Primal, wearing the blue flag, it is Bleaton Gordy.
And over on the right-hand side for RHECS, Mr. Sleep representing red, and good old Zerg boy from the last game, Mr. Sleep.
That's right. So we do have another TVZ. I will point out, every match we have seen today has featured lots and lots of Marines. What do you think, Damn Glam? We're going to see another Marine heavy game?
I only see the one rack so far, so I'm going to say they might go with a 1-1-1, but we'll find out. Only the one gas so far.
Is getting the scouting in with that SUV.
Knowledge is a good thing, so that is definitely a unique scout pattern. Definitely sees the timing of
that pool, and much like the last game,
he's gonna go ahead and scout on his way out and see that it is just a hatch, nothing hanky-panky going on.
Yeah, but pool before hatch, a little bit of a safer build coming out of the Zerg, opting to get those Lings out a little bit early rather than push that econ as hard as he can. It would help.
Not gonna blame him after the last match, though. Not gonna blame him after the Cratchy, so.
Apparently it's all Marine all day long, so I do not blame Mr. Sleep for playing safe here. But for the first time today, we're seeing a Reaper come out and not more barracks. In fact, going ahead and choosing to expand.
And building on the higher ground, safety, since he knows the spawning pool is up first, just in case it is going to be a Ling flood, it's going to have the safety going on there. And the Reaper's just going to give him some flexibility in scouting both down the backside and going out the front way. But it looks like he's just bouncing back and forth for now.
That's right. Going ahead and putting the factory down. Going to go ahead and tech up. Get to the higher tech. Reaper will run into these two Lings, but he's on a move command. The Lings, they take a bite and move along. Apparently they don't like that Charborough.
Getting some scouting information from Mr. Sleep and
free worker. Oh, no. Worker gets away. Green on high ground. Saves his day.
And the Reaper just kind of ran up and running back around, checking the timing on everything.
You know, I like to think he's styling. He's pulling the Honey Hawk there. Had to grind the rail. Get those combo points in before he sort of slid down in the mineral line.
Yeah, just doing some big old target practice on the side of the barn door there, picking away at the hatch. Looks like he probably was not actually being looked at and was just sent off to his death to go get some timing information.
Those speedlings coming across now. They're waiting. This is a heavy push coming out of Mr. Sleep. Lots of Lings, lots of Roaches. I don't know that Bleed on Gordy's ready for this. Does have that starport in production, but just not a lot of production facilities.
There is, I think, only one Marine. What's the unit count there? Because that is not looking...
It does have the two Hellions.
Two Hellions and a Marine, but I don't know. I think those are Roaches. Oh,
and
there
a
we
Ravager.
go. He's going to... one Ravager. That's going to kind of...
The Ravager's going to be important as the starport finishes for Bleed on Gordy. Ling's going to run in. They're going to see those Hellions. Roaches kind of chugging along behind. They see that expansion.
Marines died. There's the Roaches going to go ahead, focus down the Hellions. It's going to say, give me a free command center, and the Roaches are just going to continue to shoot at the Hellions while they're in range and work on the wall.
Yeah, he's going to take out this natural for free, and now the doors are open. He is coming in. The tech lab is coming on the starport. Maybe try to get a Banshee out, something that shoots down, but it may not be enough. There may not be a base left by the time that
command
Banshee
center on fire, floating around, the second one finishing, and all the SCVs dying in the main.
Command center exploding over the mineral line, and with that, the GG from Amazon. Mr. Sleep coming in to save the day, helps seal the match for RHECS, 3-2. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a Red Hat victory.
Good game for those guys. Well played by everyone. Nice, solid 3-2. Maximum Starcraft out of that team. Definitely good to go to Game 5 when possible, so everyone gets the maximum, but always good for the team to pull out the win.
That's right. And we're just in time about 5 minutes away from. We'll be bringing you a live game as the final broadcast for the day, which is the match that didn't get to be played from yesterday's match between the Red Hatlings and Microsoft A. And so we will be getting that loaded up momentarily.
That's right. We got a few minutes to kill here. That was a great series coming out of RHECS. Damn Glam, Big Toe, what were your thoughts on that series?
Yeah,
nice and quick for the ones I got to watch. A little bit of fun there, and in the Kiss match, that went a little bit longer, and Mr. Sleep definitely bringing the hammer on that one, just nailing it down pretty quick.
Yeah, they brought in the ace there and closed out the series. But you know, I liked that series a lot. You had some creative builds. Definitely, I like what Chosen brought to the table in Game 1. Wasn't quite able to crack Tejo, but was definitely, you know, when you get to see the boys running across the map to join the fight, it's always going to be a good game.
Oh yeah, lots. If you're a Marine fan, definitely the series for you. Lots of Marines being built. Clearly that's what Bleed on Gordy missed in that last game. Just needed a lot more Marines.
Exactly. We do have a few Microsoft players just saying hello in the channel. So it looks like we will get a bit closer, not quite ready to start the match, but yeah, anything else that you guys thought was interesting about the series we just cast?
Well, victory is always interesting.
It sure is.
I as a Protoss cannon rusher, I was devastated that there were no cannons, but acceptable to see bunker rush, so that is the equivalent of a cannon to Protoss, so I was happy in that respect.
Exactly. So we do have Cephalopod on. We are getting this game ready.
All right, so, you know, with that, mind you, for those who missed the action yesterday, our VOD from the majority of the Red Hat Microsoft A match is on YouTube. Check us out on SCTuesdays.com. Unfortunately, the Hatlings fell 3-0 to Microsoft A. However, due to some scheduling, Cephalopod from Red Hat and Zerg Girl from Microsoft decided to reschedule the game for today. So we
It looks like they're going to have to remake this lobby as well, because there's not the proper mod on there. So let's see if we can figure out who's captaining that so they can straighten that so we get all the fancy graphics just like we had for all the other games yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, let's let them know. Let's let them know in the chat which mod we want them to use.
Here's some touch. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah. So, Red Hat, unfortunately, yesterday falling 0-2 on the season. RHECS now 1-1 on the season. Always the opportunity in our Swiss bracket here in Corporate Esports Association. They take the records into account, assign you a new opponent week after week. After a few weeks, we'll seed the brackets for our final playoff push. There'll be a pool series, at which point that'll determine the seeding for the final tourney when everything gets wrapped up. So, a couple of disappointing weeks for the Hatlings. They've been playing really well, much like RHECS, just trying really hard, and sort of catching some bad luck. You do see a wide range of skill levels in the CEA, everyone from masters and up, all the way down to we've seen some silvers and some golds, so everybody can participate. Definitely not excluding anyone from this league. But we have a new lobby set up now. We're just getting everybody involved, everybody into the game. And looks like we are about ready to start shortly, so join us now. Team is back together. Obzing, Damglam, Casting, Big Toe, and your host, Eagle Searcher. Countdown has begun. We'll be dropping into the game shortly.
That's right. So as you can see here, we've got a ZVZ and pretty high level match here. We have a little pink Boba, a Masters player. You can see I believe Patrick, a former Masters player.
It would actually be Cephalopod for Red Hat and Zerg Girl for Microsoft A. So they are playing on some slightly different, and you'll have to excuse me for just a second as we retweak the stream here. And we are back. So Cephalopod and Zergirl starting on the left side of Golden Wall. We've seen a lot of Golden Wall today. We have our green Zerg from the Hatlings. Cephalopod. On the right side, wearing the pink trucks for Microsoft A, it is Little Pink Boba, better known as Zergirl.
So I know Zerg Girl is a known player in the community. I couldn't tell you quite what she's from, but definitely got a famous person here to cast. So,
well, we're all famous. We see these redhead guys every week. I'd say they're pretty famous on the internet.
That's correct. It's our job to grow their entourage. So that's what we're here to do.
That fist bump. Fist bump coming out from the two overlords crossing the map, not practicing social distancing, but quite a few lings coming out of Zergirl to start us off. That pool before hatch. Meanwhile, Cephalopod's pool just about halfway done. These lings might get in and do a fair bit of damage.
Yeah, this hatch is going to pop just about when the lings are going to get there. Don't think he's going to have a time to make a decision to cancel it. Maybe he will, but doubtful that he will anyway, because he does want that time to pass at the bare minimum before those lings enter his base. So.
Lings are chewing away at it about halfway down now. It has his own lings in production. 6 lings in production. A lot more than 6 lings for Zergirl. Pulls the boys early. Just wants them to get off that hatch. A lot of micro happening here. Zergirl being very careful with those lings. Hasn't lost any yet. Meanwhile, Cephalopod's lings taking some damage, and looks like he's about ready to just give up that hatch.
It is sending a few, gonna try to use those broodlings to get a ling or two, just gets one, but they're gonna back off, and now that they're gone, she can continue her siege of the base here. Does have the numbers in her advantage.
Is going to go ahead and pick off that larva. Larva going to be so important in this early game for Zerg, because every one of those larvae is a pair of lings. That's attacking units, that's drones, that's the keystone to the Zerg macro economy. But Zergirl just opting to turtle up a little bit at home, dropping a spine crawler, just making sure not to die. When you do get this kind of advantage for yourself, you're able to deny the natural of your opponent. Don't do anything stupid. Don't make mistakes. Just a very safe way to play.
We've got an interesting decision by Cephalopod here, and when behind, get creative, and that is what he is doing.
Yeah, and this is the map to do it. It is Golden Wall. Anything can happen on Golden Wall, as they like to say, which is probably why they took it off the ladder.
So Zergirl did see those lings going out of the base. We know she with this overlord, so she knows that this queen is undefended. And
does drop the Roach Warren though, and Has a full wall there, though. That Roach Warren part and that double Evo gonna wall that off real hard. Meanwhile, running a few Lings of her own in, just trying to get a few extra numbs on those drones. Not looking good for Cephalopod. About to lose his queen so low and survives just by the hair of her chinny chin chin. 13 health. 16 health, excuse me.
That's right. I thought that phrase was going and confirmed. Yeah, so he's gonna, like you said, we do have a wall. It's gonna be very hard for these Lings to do really anything at all against 3 queens, a spine crawler, and a wall. Doesn't have the doesn't have the Baneling nest even started yet, so not gonna have any other options for units at the moment.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Cephalopod decides to do. Has that sort of weird proxy natural up, went ahead and dropped his normal natural, so might actually be able to get a small econ advantage here. Way behind on workers, but 3 bases will go a really long way. Keep in mind, again, that larva is Zerg production, so having more larva available gives the ability to ramp up those drones real quick. Zerg Girl opting to go ahead and knock down one of these Evos. Feels a little pinned in, maybe.
Yep. Cephalopod got this Overseer morphin, gonna get an idea of just what he's facing. And gonna have to be careful with these 3 queens here, though. Do see trying to get all that damage in. Roach is wishing they could shoot up at that Overseer, but they cannot.
Is going to see the layer down, so knows all kinds of interesting tech could be coming out of Zergirl. Overseer just barely going to squeak out. We do see the Spire going down. This is a sneaky play from Cephalopod. Zergirl opting to go with the Roaches. You know what Roaches don't do, Big Toe?
They do not shoot up, but that being said, mutas also don't kill them very fast. So she's going to have a pretty strong force here. I'm wondering if she's going to bring the queens as well, just to lay down that extra damage, throw in those transfuses, and
it's a long walk, though.
Oh, well, you know, that's why you got these escalators here. Just extend your path for you.
A fair amount of creep spread, actually. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. Getting those queens across the map that much faster, but the Roaches are approaching very quickly. Those 2 spine crawlers in the natural are not going to be popping. And GG comes out from Cephalopod. With that, Microsoft A takes the 4th game. A foregone conclusion. We already knew the Hatlings lost yesterday, but an interesting build out of Zergirl, just opting to be super aggressive early on. Cephalopod trying to get back into it with this sort of sneaky proxy Spire up there, but just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, a bit of a build order, a clear build order advantage there, and tough to predict it and tough to react to it when it shows up.
Yeah, you are seeing a lot more in ZBZ opting to get those really fast Lings. I think for the longest time, Zerg have the meta has sort of evolved to go this really heavy econ route. Feeling very confident in being able to defend, and maybe this will roll it back a little bit, like you saw Mr. Sleep. Both of his games go pool first, just trying to be a little bit safer. Maybe if Cephalopod had opted to do the same, he might have lived there. But yeah, you can always second guess yourself. But the replay's there, the VOD's there. Take a look at it, learn from your mistakes, and we'll get better next time.
That's right. Got any words for us, Will? What'd you think of that ZVZ, Damglim?
Oh man, I was hoping that hatch was going to stay up for that initial natural, but when that went down, that's pretty tough to come back from. I think he tried his best, had the drone up in the top right. Not sure if that was planned, but it did kind of get him back in there, getting the hatch up and the Spire underway. But man, 20-ish roaches coming across the map is not good when there's not a lot of D back at home. So definitely well earned to go 4-0 sweep of Red Hat. I guess only the first 3 counting, but
in fact,
definitely good
all
matches
4
to watch.
count. Part of why we have to play today is because every map counts in terms of determining your positioning in the league.
Yeah, so if a team does end up with a even score, even match score, I should say, that is when we will bring in our map score and start to figure out that final position.
Good to know. Learn something new every day.
That's right.
That's
But
right.
with that, that'll wrap us up today. Thank you for joining us on this bonus stream for CEA. Week 2, we got to see RHECS from Replays take their first win of the season against Amazon Primal. And unfortunately, our final Hatling Cephalopod falling to third girl against Microsoft A. I am your host, Eagle Searcher.